NL East time.
This is a tough one. This one actually is very tough. Kind of.
The Phillies are the number 1 team.
You're crazy. You're
Yeah.
absolutely outside your mind if you think the
Am I, though?
Phillies are going to come in first. No way, right?
Am I though?
No. No, you're not. They went out.
DeGrom is hurt right now.
Well, that's why I said it's kind of easy, but it's not. Or kind of it's tough, but it's
So-
not because, they're the Mets.
If we're throwing a lot of hypotheticals out here, right? A lot of hypotheticals. Like, if Tatis stayed healthy,
Yeah.
they would give a run for the money because Tatis is that guy, right? And we forgot to talk about Manny Machado. I mean, Manny Machado's still great.
Yeah.
But he can't lead a team.
No.
So when you're looking at the NL East, the Phillies went out and got Kyle Schwarber,
Mm-hmm.
and
Great
they went
leadoff
out and
hitter.
got Nick Castellanos.
Yep.
Their outfield, dog shit. One of them has to be a DH.
That's fine.
Has to be.
That's fine.
You called up Bryson Stott,
Huge. Like that
one
move.
of the biggest guys. Alec Boehm needs to figure it out this year,
Yes,
unless you
he
throw
does.
Castellanos at third.
I wouldn't do
You know
that.
what I mean?
I
I
wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't either,
That's
right?
why the Tigers
But I'm
moved
just-
him out to right field, and so did the Cubs.
That's what I'm saying here. But I think that the Phillies, what's his name? Nola, pretty good pitcher.
he
Zach-
gave up 4 yesterday, but that's okay.
I mean,
It's opening day.
beginning of the season.
Early.
We still got a long way to go. You've got Zach Wheeler, who just dominated
Yep.
the second half last year. Just completely dominated everybody. That's a name I never thought I would be like, wow, Zach Wheeler, fucking what a stud, right?
Yeah.
Zach Wheeler's that guy. He's there for sure, ace.
I think what really scares that team off of first place is Jose Alvarado has to pitch well.
Yeah.
Their bullpen, they got Brad Hand. I mean, do we even have to comment on that? It's Brad Hand. He's
right.
there.
He's bad.
He's just
bad
there,
now.
yeah.
He's not what he was in Cleveland before he got traded,
no.
right? But
That's what's gonna tamper that team.
right.
Is their bullpen. They gotta hold games.
I think second place will be the Mets.
You think
do.
the Braves are gonna come in third?
I do.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Justin DeGrom, or not Justin DeGrom, fucking
Jacob.
DeGrom. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm going on dad brain right now, but Jacob DeGrom, once he comes back, we've talked about this numerous times, like on podcast, off podcast, that they have the nastiest 1-2-3 punch.
Yep.
Because Chris Bassett coming in the playoffs is fucking a different animal.
It's huge.
And
Scherzer.
you got Max Scherzer,
Scherzer's
chip
proved
on his
himself
shoulder.
too many times.
I mean,
He doesn't
chip
have
on
to
his
anymore.
shoulder, and he's always gonna play with one. And Scherzer's just gross. And then you have arguably the best pitcher in baseball.
No, he is the best pitcher in baseball.
Yeah.
When he's healthy.
I mean,
He was
right
putting up
now
video game
you
numbers
kind of
last year.
like sit there and you're like, oh, Shohei, but I mean,
Shohei's
Jacob DeGrom's been
good.
doing this a long time.
Shohei's good, but he was not putting up the numbers DeGrom was in the first 2
No.
months of the season last year
No, he wasn't.
until he got hurt, and then he didn't come back.
Hence why Jacob DeGrom got a 99 at the All-Star game in MLB The Show.
Yeah, and
But
I don't. The Mets, they're just so unlucky. Like they made that nice World Series run in 15, but outside of that, they always somehow get these teams together. Lindor getting hit in the teeth yesterday didn't help.
that was unfortunate.
Yeah, you just don't want to see your star player. Lindor's great. It looked
Right.
like he started to figure out his swing again and play like that Cleveland shortstop he was.
Yeah, I agree.
And, which for me, I love Lindor. I like everything about him.
Oh yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's great, right? I mean, you're looking at a Mets team that has Pete Alonso. They still have Dom Smith. They still have Jeff McNeil.
Mm-hmm.
They went out and got Starling. They went out and got Mark Canha. They got Max Scherzer. They got Chris Bassett.
Steve
They've
Cohen
got
wants to win.
They've got a phenomenal bullpen.
Yep.
They really do. I think Edwin finally is like, I need to stop being an idiot and
Yeah.
start saving games. I think he figures it out again when he was in Seattle.
Ottavino slider's looking gross.
Ottavino,
It's looking
great.
real gross.
They lost Aaron Loop, one of their better fucking, relief pitchers. They still have Seth Lugo.
And Trevor May.
They've got a fucking squad.
I think the only thing they're missing is a dominant left-handed piece in the bullpen. That's one thing that's slowing them, but they do have solid right-handed pitchers out there in the bullpen.
I agree. So let's move on to so since we got those first two, how are you looking at the first two? How are you looking at the spots?
I don't. I think Atlanta wins the division.
You think so? I don't.
Because I think it's a plug and place with Matt Olson, who's younger and better overall.
Of course. But again,
Matt Olson has had a higher WAR than Freddie Freeman over the last couple of years.
Right, but just Freddie Freeman's Freddie Freeman, man.
Yeah, but I think Matt Olson's a better in this environment. He's home.
I just think with I get he's home, right? I do. But the big thing that I'm looking at, right, is look at the bullpen or the just the arms that everybody.
But look at the moves they made last year at the deadline. That got them that World Series. The moves they made at the deadline, getting Duvall back and getting Jorge Soler,
right,
and Rosario,
right.
They got all them at the deadline.
You're right.
They have a good front office. I think Matt Olson is just as good of a defender as Freddie.
Probably better.
They're both left-handed. They're literally it's plug and place, and you just go.
Like a big thing is you need Max Fried to stay healthy because he's your ace.
Max Fried, Ian
he
Anderson
is your ace.
Has to pitch well.
Charlie pitched great yesterday.
Yeah.
Uncle Charlie pitched great yesterday, and Charlie needs to stay healthy too.
I do think their bullpen for some reason needs to pitch well too.
Yeah, I mean they've got AJ Minter who kind of gave a scare the other day. I mean I was watching yesterday, and he was kind of, coming in. They were up by a lot, and he kind of scared me a little bit. But their bullpen needs to step up, and that's why I'm saying that they're a third place team, because their bullpen needs to really. Like, they've got the hitters and stuff, but, they really need to get that bullpen under control so they can really solidify themselves as defending World Series champs. I mean, that they are defending World Series champs. But to make a statement and be like, yeah, this ain't a fucking fluke.
Right.
They got to really hunker down. Max Fried has to stay healthy. Mike Soroka needs to stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Ian Anderson needs to pitch well. Those are my red flags for them.
Right.
And that's why I'm thinking that they're a third place team, because yes, they have Acuna. Yes, they have Matt Olson. Yes, they have Albies, but Dansby Swanson still isn't that guy.
He's inconsistent.
He's very inconsistent. Who's their third baseman right now?
Riley.
Austin Riley. Austin Riley
great.
Is an anomaly.
He's great.
An anomaly, because his first year in the league,
bad.
Dog shit. Remember when he ran home on a ball hit to short in the fucking NLCS last year, where they should have won? Or not last year, the year before, where they should have been playing Tampa in the World Series? Yeah, didn't happen because Austin Riley was an idiot, and then he decided to fucking lead. They sure did. That's why I'm saying they're a third place team, because the Phillies have the fucking sticks.
Yeah.
The Phillies have the sticks, and the Mets have the pitching and the sticks.
I think it's all hypothetical, because I think that's what makes this division so tough, is because if DeGrom and Scherzer stay healthy, and Bassett,
yep,
I think they're going to be really tough to beat.
And Taiwan's going to have an amazing season.
Don't forget about Carlos either, Carlos Carrasco.
Oh yeah, they got a great they got a fucking phenomenal 5 rotation.
But if they can't stay healthy, I can see the Phillies taking second. Like I said, I'm a hard lock on Atlanta winning the division.
I mean,
but I can see a world where Philadelphia comes in second and they steal a playoff spot.
Right.
Because I think they're gonna beat the living dog shit out of Washington and Miami.
Yeah, there's
unless Sandy pitches, but
I think the Marlins are gonna be the 4th place team. Yep. I think the Nationals are gonna be 5th place team. I'm sorry, Juan Soto, get the fuck out of there. Nelson Cruz, I don't know why you decided to probably spend one of your last
Money.
years in Washington. I get
Money.
it, but be a competitive guy and go hit dingers for a championship ready team. I wish you would have came back to Seattle, but that's just me.
Yeah.
So I think that's our NL little talk there. I mean, sorry that we're kind of rushing through
Who
this.
do you have winning the NL? Who's your
NL?
World Series or NL champion?
I want to say I still think the Padres have a shot once Tatis comes back because Tatis is just a different animal. And with how they are, I think it's between the Dodgers and the Padres.
My lock is the Dodgers.
I know you're.
It's just, how do you not just pick them? It's so
Right.
it's not that it's just easy. It's just on paper they all should play to their standard.
Right.
And they're just so deep. Their minor league system is deep somehow.
Right. So here's my big thing, right? Is years prior, like when Washington won the World Series, I was rooting for them to the moon and back.
So was I.
And that was an anomaly year because they were a wild card team.
And they should have lost that game to Milwaukee in the wild card game.
They should have, but they didn't. They won the World Series.
Yeah.
But with what San Diego is doing right now, especially when Tatis comes back, they're going to be scary.
Yes.
And Tatis, Machado, and
Cronenworth.
Jake from Rake Farm needs to really hunker down and really set themselves apart. Trent Grisham has to play well too.
I hope
that
CJ
is one
Abrams
of the big
plays
things.
well too. Plays well as well.
Their pitching staff is disgusting. I think their pitching staff is better, not better, but almost on par with the Mets.
It's competitive, yeah.
Because of what they went out and did. They got Blake Snell. They've got Sean Manaea. They've got Yu Darvish. They got Mike Clevenger. And who's that fifth guy?
Are you actually asking me?
Is it Mackenzie Gore?
No, it's not Mackenzie. I think he's actually in the bullpen.
I mean, which is not bad. Mackenzie Gore's going to be great out of the pen
Michael
for them.
Kopech did well out of the bullpen.
Right.
He actually was a better reliever than he was starter.
I do think it is between the NL West teams for going to the World Series.